The intent has always been for marriage to be the last and final boss.
Yes.
The last straw, the professional fight.
It's the finale.
The greatest fight of your career. That's marriage.
Yes.
You got to build up to there. Now, a lot of people is coming out, and y'all know y'all amateurs in the ring, and you talking about you want to fight Mike Tyson in his prime. You talking about you want to fight Floyd Mayweather. You know what? I got one for you. Y'all talking about fighting Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. That man gonna be jumping all over the ring. He gonna be punching you from the other side of the ring because your hand's still down because you're an amateur. You don't know how to fight nobody like that.
You don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. You ready?
Yickety. Welcome
to the J&O Show.
Where we talk about
things that we were never told. I'm Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
Hey.
What up, y'all? We back.
Back in the building.
Yeah. Back in the building.
Yes. Back and forth action
at its best.
Just gonna be dropping a whole bunch of random. All right, y'all. So today we are actually going to be reacting to
Chisha Z once again.
Yes. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called "Be Happy and Divorce Him." I don't care if he's a good man.
Bruh. Anyway.
We gonna go right into it.
I don't even want it.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any more blatant and unreal, woman says if your husband, who you're married to right now, is a good man, divorce him. And the crazy part is the women online agree. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you. You're not doing him any favors by staying. If anything, you're actually going to start building up resentment. Your relationship doesn't have to be toxic to validate your feelings of wanting to leave.
Your relationship doesn't even have to be going bad. It doesn't have to be toxic. It doesn't have to be too hard. You don't need a reason.
God damn it! You can't make this up!
Women initiate divorce at a 70 to 80% rate. And then women are making videos like this that are going viral with a bunch of women that agree with this type of frame of thought. Can you blame men for not feeling bad when they see a woman who's single, struggling, for not wanting to protect, marry, cohabitate, etc., for claiming that most women today, yes, most women today aren't worth the investment of marriage?
Damn. Gosh, that hurt. Most women today aren't worth the investment of marriage.
Like stuff like this, it makes me as a woman, as a female, it just makes me feel bad because it's just like, why, y'all? Why? Like, just don't open your mouth in public and say stupid stuff like that.
Man.
Like, why are you married? What was the purpose of you getting married? Do you think, and comment down below because I'm dead serious about this question. Do you think that your spouse is responsible for your happiness? Comment down below and let us know what your thoughts are on that. Because here's the thing.
That was yeah.
Like, for you to put that much responsibility on someone is bad. It's just a bad idea. No one person should be responsible for my happiness. Like, don't get me wrong. In a relationship, you don't want to be with someone who is bringing you down. Hopefully you figure that out before you tie the knot. You don't want to be with someone who's toxic. Unless you just a toxic person and you like that type of thing, then hey, whatever floats your boat. Like, for you to fix your face, fix your mouth to say
It doesn't matter!
if he's a good man, you don't have to feel bad to get a divorce. Why did you get married? Marriage means nothing to you. Like, it's a piece of paper. Just date indefinitely. Like, why are you getting married? Like,
Yo.
Those are the people where marriage is literally just a piece of paper to them.
It's levels to this thing, y'all.
Yes, always.
The intent has always been for marriage to be the last and final boss.
Yes.
The last straw, the professional fight.
It's the finale.
The greatest fight of your career. That's marriage.
Yes.
You got to build up to there. Now, a lot of people is coming out, And y'all know y'all amateurs in the ring. And you talking about you want to fight Mike Tyson in his prime. You talking about you want to fight Floyd Mayweather. You know what? I got one for you. Y'all talking about fighting Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. That man gonna be jumping all over the ring. He gonna be punching you from the other side of the ring because your hand's still down because you're an amateur. You don't know how to fight nobody like that.
You don't know.
You don't know. Man, look, this is amazing for all of the guys, man. You know, all this time I've been giving y'all a hard time about the stuff y'all seeing out here in the streets. Y'all like, man, I ain't trying to get married to none of these women, man. You crazy. I don't care what you say. Because, you know, I came from a different time, a different era. I came from a different community. We was all together. We was loving on each other and stuff. This stuff, she wouldn't even been in our community. We would have been like, yo, why are you here? Get the hell out. Something wrong with you. We wouldn't even let her in there. We wouldn't let her sit and have dinner with us or nothing because something wrong with her.
You know how to say birds of a feather flock together?
Brother, here's the thing that kills me. How do you expect somebody to make you happy when you can't even make yourself happy? You can't even control your own mood. You get in the mood and you stuck like that for days. You've been pissed off for days. You've been in that same funk for weeks because of what happened at your job. And you expect a man to come in and make that feel better. You can't even stop it yourself. As hard as it is for you to change your own mood when something happens to you, it's harder for somebody else because they don't even know you like that. They don't even know you to know exactly what could change you. And even if it's somebody long term, there's always going to be a point at which there's going to be confusion, a lack of communication, where somebody's not going to 100% know what you need to have said to you at any particular time. There's always going to be some margin of error. Even if you guys are like locked in and in sync, there's always going to be a time where it don't fit perfectly. Most of us can't even control how we feel on a day-to-day basis. We walk outside and it's raining and it's nasty outside. All of us is automatically in a bad mood. We driving on the road all clean. I don't normally just jump out there like this when I see cars coming, but I feel like I can make it today while it's raining, even though I can't do it when it's dry. But I'm today, when all of their braking is impaired and they can slide all over the road, I'm gonna just jump out.
Yep.
A lot of us we straight suicidal when it just because it's raining outside, and we feel that somebody else. Number two.
Oh, that was number one?
Number two. Does your word mean nothing? I've been on this lately because there's a fallacy about what marriage is.
Pete Lowe, remember how we used to say word is bond?
Yeah.
That
no more.
It doesn't seem to do anything anymore.
I understand. Here's part of the issue. We from a different time. I got grays in my beard now. It's a different time. Back then, your word meant a lot. And if somebody challenged your word, that's fighting.
Yeah, you're right.
You calling me a liar? You're calling me a liar? We ready to go now. Nowadays, lying is so normalized that you can just go and promise somebody that you're going to do something, and it really is only good
if they don't make you mad.
Oh, no. How they do it in commercials? This offer only good for it. Oh. You know what we want to do? I want us to make an amendment to the marriage contract when we go to get married. An amendment to our vows too, because there's a double-sided thing to it. See, there's a contract, meaning that you're bound by the state. And then there's a promise, meaning you're bound socially to your friends, to your community, and to your family. So and to the person you're actually marrying. So it's a dual contract. There's a promissory side, and then there's a contractual state government side, right?
Or for those of you who are religious, you made a vow in front of God, so you
can add God in there too.
You did that.
So most of us, regardless of whether we're religious or not, are going to do the community side, and then we're going to do the state side, right?
Okay.
So here's the thing. We should just change it all. This shouldn't be marriage no more. I feel like we should just get a different name, like a cohabitation clausal contract or something. We're going to come up with a name for it. And this is what the vows is going to sound like. Today, I pledge myself to you. I pledge to be there in good times and better times. In health and hitting the gym to get healthier. For richer.
Or richer.
Or
I'm rich.
In health.
In health and in healthier.
Yes.
For as long as we both shall live, or as long as I feel like it, Long as it ain't any day that ends in day. As long as you don't piss me off at any particular time, your ass better not cheat or do anything off. This I do promise you, at least
Word.
for 2 more weeks. Thank you for spending the thousands of dollars on this ceremony. That's it.
Listen.
That's what we gonna change it to. We no longer doing vows because apparently vows mean nothing. Well,
No. See, that should be for the people who have that mindset. If that's your mindset, then that's the agreement you have. The people who actually believe in marriage and actually their word means something, then marriage should still be for them.
Okay.
But for all the others,
right,
the other people out there who like, I just don't feel like it no
Bruh.
more. I don't feel like being married no more. Then y'all need that special clause.
yeah. Good luck getting married. Most guys is gonna be like, wait.
Hell no.
Wait, who? What? Unless you got more money than them, then it's some guys that'll definitely marry you. You got more money than them, they be like, we don't need no prenup, girl. You good? Yo, seriously, I don't even know if I would be trying to get married nowadays.
Well,
if I'm seeing this stuff, like I would
Yeah.
have to be in another world. My whole feed would have to be blue pill, roses, and cheeks and cherries and stuff. That's all.
Really?
It would have to be
cheeks and cherries?
and happiness. Because if I see this stuff,
But you know what? Admittedly, I don't feel, and I could be wrong, but I don't feel like this is the majority. But unfortunately, it's just because of how asinine a lot of it is. It gets a lot of play, and I feel like sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear our kids because they bugging right now. I just wanted to make sure nobody was actually really hurt.
yeah, because it did sound like somebody.
Yeah.
It sounded like a cat was dying. I was like,
Yeah, I was waiting for the continued, like after the pause. I'm like, okay, is he going to continue or?
because my son was like,
And then you know it's real. Comment down below if you're a parent and you understand what we're talking about.
Oh gosh.
With the difference in those cries. But anyway, getting back to the point. Yeah. So I had lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
But I'm curious as to what else she's going to say.
Okay.
So.
When you blame them when you hear like this.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I don't believe that that's necessarily the majority.
Okay.
I think I said that before.
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't say for sure.
I'll
I
put it
don't
to you
know.
like this. Like the best chances that you guys have if you're really trying to be in a committed relationship is you have to put yourself in certain environments. Like you have
There
to
you
make
go.
sure, we've said this plenty of times on the show.
Yep.
If you're someone who, you may not necessarily have to be religious, but someone who, let's just say you believe in God, but you're not necessarily a religious person, like you don't believe in organized religion per se, but you believe in God and things of that nature. Put yourself in places where people have the same mindset. If it is a church, go to church. If it's maybe volunteer, go to like nonprofit organizations. People who have the mindset of wanting to help others, have to have certain type of characteristics.
Yeah.
So you want to set yourself up to be in the best possible type of environment so you can weed out, especially for those of you who are in the major cities. Yeah, you want to try to weed out a lot of this foolishness, this foolery that's going on.
This woman is dead serious. Let's keep watching.
Think of it this way. If he's a good guy, he deserves to be happy. That means he deserves to be with somebody who values him and wants him just the way he is. If that's not you, you gotta let him go. He may not see it like this right now, but you're doing both of you a favor.
So she's trying to convince women. And by the way, we're just getting straight into these comments because some people are probably thinking, she's probably just been extreme. And women don't actually think this way. Well, think again. Let's check out this first comment from a woman that says, good guys don't always make good husbands. Here's another comment from another woman that says, I stayed way too long because of this. So she stayed way too long because there was no actual reason to leave. She wasn't happy, and that itself was reason enough. Does that sound familiar?
Love yourself, know your value, know your worth, and then all of a sudden there's this awakening. Wow. And it's not easy. It's a hard journey. But at the end of the day...
Next comment here from another woman says, my relationship was fine, but so mundane. He also did nothing for me. I'm doing so much better separated. It's been 6 months. Guys, don't skip over this. My relationship was fine. Nothing was actually wrong, but so mundane. She was just bored. So she broke up the family. Now, do you think she let him keep all his?
Ooh.
So, and this is another problem I have, like with people saying stuff like this. I don't know if this woman is married or not, but you have to be very careful of the stuff that you put out there. Like you leaving your husband.
That's it. I'm out of here.
I pray to God she did not have children.
Oh, I'm just gonna assume they're not talking about with kids. Cause
Yeah.
I'm just assuming. Go ahead. I'm just assuming.
I really hope that that's the case because, like, that's selfish as hell. That is so selfish for you to be like, oh, well, you know, things are just so mundane. I'm bored and I'm just going to leave.
Bruh.
Do something about it. Like, do something about it. Like, actively do something to try to not make it mundane. Have conversations with your significant other. I don't know that they've had
who
or
knows?
have not had conversations.
Who knows?
But have conversations. But my thing is, it's just like, yo, like, again, why did you get married?
They weren't ready. Then they thought they were ready. They bought into the fantasy. They bought into the Disney fantasy, and they thought
The Disneyfication.
they felt that they were gonna feel like this forever. I'm always gonna feel like this. Come on, I'm so in love with you. It's so many things I want to say. Okay, number one, I already said it before. Your mate. It doesn't matter which side of that equation you're on, whether you're the husband or the wife. Your mate is not responsible for you being happy.
Joy! Joy! Joy!
That's you.
Yep.
So don't go, well, I wasn't happy. No. You wasn't happy and that's your fault. I'm so much happier now. The real litmus test, this is number two. The real litmus test for whether or not you doing that meant whatever the heck you think it was supposed to mean is not 6 months later. The litmus test is 5 years later.
Yes.
That's the real litmus test. Once you get out here in these streets, especially if you already had kids, especially if you waited a certain time and you're in your 40s now, and you got married when you was in your late 20s and your 30s and stuff like that, and you see that dudes ain't checking for you like they was. Everybody think they're gonna get out here in these streets and that it's gonna be a better place for them for some godforsaken reason. And all signs point that these streets is ruthless.
Yep.
They ruthless. Women are more honest now than they've ever been about what their relationship experience is like. And so are men.
Yep.
Men have gotten sick of being ran over. They've gotten sick of being talked down to. They've gotten sick of all of the overzealous left wing, right wing, crazy, woke, overly feminized. That is no longer productive to society. They're sick of it. The fact that in our community, only 25% of women will get married in our community. And that's because they're
scary.
sick. Part of it is because the guys that have been produced from this toxic environment and culture that we have ain't even thinking about marriage. They have no concept of accountability. They have no concept of responsibility. They have no concept of community. They have no concept of these things. So they're not even worth marrying. And then the guys that are worth marrying are looking at the way the women are moving. And they're like, I'm not putting what I've spent the last 10 years building on the line. Why would I do that? Like, it took me a decade to get to my $70,000 a year. No, I'm not a high value man, but it took me a long time. Why would I? To risk it on somebody like that, who's that fickle?
They're fickle!
Please. I understand why dudes are just out here like, look, this is why Fresh and Fit got 1 million subs. This is why Just Pearly Things got over 1 million subs, because dudes is sick of this type of crap. They're sick of it. We just did a video where we shot it, but they were talking about guys, they'll get into a relationship and they'll stay. And they were talking about because their libido doesn't go down, they still get the physical gratification.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also a side of men are not, because I feel a certain way, I'm not going to make a decision. Like, I could feel a certain way for like 6 months. I could feel a certain way for a year. We felt a certain way for 6 months to a year.
Dang.
We could have been divorced.
Yeah.
You know, and I could tell you that comeback together, that comeback though, when we came back together though, woof. Y'all, oh man, y'all all talking about getting some butterflies back. Guess what? Let something happen in your marriage, but hold on and wait for that joker to that comeback is serious, boy. That's better than the Michael Jordan comeback now, boy. It's all net. Boy, we was dunking. Boy, that comeback was serious. I'm looking at the time, so I'm not gonna keep on going. I'm gonna let you get your last comment in if you have anything to say. But that video is bananas.
Yeah, I think I said it earlier in the video, but just in case I didn't, I understand the idea of you wanting to be happy in your marriage. And I don't want that point to be lost. You don't want to not be happy, but the point that we're trying to drive home is that the happiness is not solely on your partner. As far as whether or not you're happy, that's with you. You have to figure out the things that make you happy.
Yes, Lord! Only God can give that woman the kind of joy she has right there.
And your spouse should be adding to your life. You guys should be adding to one another so that way you can have a full life and everybody wins. Like if your spouse is making sure that they're satisfied and they're happy with themselves and you're doing that, and then you guys come together, you know, things are not always going to be peaches and cream all the time. Like you're going to have days, months, even years possibly where you guys are in the valley, but that's life. And that's the thing, like you guys got to understand it. Like life, you're not always on the mountaintop, peaks and valleys, always. You got to keep that in mind. But that's going to be it for this video.
One last comment. Marriage is more sacrifice than it is just flat out happiness. And if you haven't gotten to the point that one of the things that makes you happy is your spouse being happy, your marriage is in trouble.
Facts.
So.
Okay, well, I guess that's going to be it for this video.
All right then, y'all. It was a long video, but it's all good. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Press the off button.